boy, has it been a little bit of time since we had air guns last featured on the channel. Well, guess what? That's about to change right now because, well, we're doing our last Cowboy BBQ of the summer season. That's right, fall is coming up quick. And that's what means squirrel season is coming in strong, and we got to protect our nuts. So, as you guys seen, we've already covered my Benjamin PCP air rifle in 25 caliber. Beautiful piece of budget engineering. We also covered our budget Ruger Blackhawk Elite in 177, covered slugs, covered how to shoot a Springer, covered all that stuff. It gets a little dull though after a while, right? So I figured, while we have seasons of squirreling coming upon us, let's go ahead and introduce a brand new thoroughbred into our stable, shall we? Haha! Check this sucker out! Ba-bang! Beautiful! Look at that! You're probably saying, well, dude, we've seen already your black rifle. Come on now, you just put it back in the box. No, this, like I mentioned, is a brand new, beautiful thoroughbred into our budget stable of high-powered air rifles. That's right. This is a Hatsan AirTact hunting rifle. But pay attention to what it says right there. 25 caliber. Oh, that is right. We got ourselves a Springer in 25. That way we can do some head-to-head competitions between PCP and Springer break barrel air rifles in the same caliber in our hunting caliber, our preferred one, which is going to be our 31 Grizzlies, and of course our 40 grain Apollos. Oh yeah! Now we just got this bad boy, beautiful piece of kit, under $200. And again, what's nice about a break barrel is everything is self-contained. It's good to go right out of the box. You just crank it, shoot it, go. You're done. You don't have to have a tank. You don't have to have an air compressor or an air pump. You don't got to do any of that stuff. You see a squirrel, you crank it, you load it, you go. Of course, the downside is you don't have quick follow-up shots because Hatsan or even other brands in 25 caliber and above, they haven't quite figured out the engineering yet for those quick auto load systems like they have in the 177 and 22 calibers. But that's okay. You know what? I think it's still going to do just a beautiful job. So let's go ahead, let's unbox her, let's review her, and let's see how she does with our Apollo 40 grain slugs. Oh yeah, let's do it. So of course, the very first step we got to do with any sort of unboxing is, well, unbox it. So let's check out what this sucker comes with. I saw it already pre-assembled in the store, tried her out, I loved it. This is actually going to be going to my dad. Yeah, believe it or not, he also loves small game hunting along with me. He loves air gun hunting just the same. But of course, a 177 it can only do so much. 25 caliber is better than even 22 for small game hunting and even some medium game hunting as well. It just packs more of a punch, more of a wallop, and better ballistics overall. But that means that then he has to borrow my 25 caliber, which is fine. The problem is we have totally different vision. He doesn't wear glasses at all. He has good far distance vision. I'm nearsighted. Not only that, but as you guys may have noticed in some of my films, my eye does kind of a weird thing, and it does. I have strabismus, i.e. lazy eye, plus a TBI, brain injury, which caused some vision loss on that side and some loss of muscle control. So because of that, I need prisms in both my glasses and in my scope, and I need my scope set up in a very specific way so I can actually see where my target is. Now my dad doesn't need any of that, so then he has to readjust everything in order to shoot. So for trading the gun back and forth, that's no fun, right? I have to sit and re-sight my thing in before I can go out hunting again. Now, that's going to solve the problem. So not only does he have his own scope in this kit, again, a cheap Chinesium one, but it's going to do the job. Mine is cheap Chinesium, it does just fine. But he doesn't really like using scopes anyway. Again, he has an eagle eye, and he does very well on irons. That's the other benefit. This one has irons built in. Mine, I took the irons off. It does come with them, but I had to take them off in order to fit my low-rise, long eye relief scope on there. This one, he ain't got to do that. He could just keep it on irons. A quick and easy accessible shot for him after we review it, and just try her out a little bit and try her out with the Apollos. Make sure she's good to go. Make sure she's all set. Everything works. And we're going to go ahead and gift it to him. Probably today, tomorrow, one of these weekend days, we're going to go ahead and do that. Oh, but let's go ahead and play around with this sucker while we got a chance. Yeah. All right, let's see what this bad boy even comes with here. Woo, doggy. Look at that. So of course we got our paperwork, our warning label, all that good stuff here. Put that off to the side there. Oh yeah, beautiful. And of course now this is not wood like mine is. Mine is just cheap little beech wood. Very, very light duty. It does perfectly fine. This is kind of a more, not G10, but it feels like G10 in the hand, but it is just kind of a cheap polymer, but it'll do the job just all the same. One thing I picked over this one over the PCPs, because I did find my PCP there at the store. However, it didn't come as a full kit. So we'll have to use the same pump, both of us, or he has to get a different pump or air tank or something else. And it's another step. You have to oil it differently. You have to maintain it differently. You have to get it filled up before you can go out and hunt. This, just crack it and go and you're good to go. It's all self-contained. So I decided to go with a brake barrel instead. Plus, we also can now compare a Springer to a PCP in the same larger caliber. This is the scope here. Scope rings, everything ready to go. We're gonna go ahead and put this off the side. It's not a great scope, obviously. It's a cheap scope, but it'll do the job, I tell you. What kind of scope does this come with, actually? Let's see the sizing here. 4x32. Okay, so mine is a 3 to 9 by 32. So this is a fixed 4x32 scope. Comes with a little sighting sheet. This is an Optima brand. It'll do fine. It's got your little green sun cover on it. Not too bad. Look at that, it's perfectly hermetically sealed. So this is Hatsan, a Turkish company. Now Hatsan builds budget guns, but they also build more expensive, more high-end rifles as well. And just like Benjamin, Beeman, you know, they have their better stuff, they have their cheaper stuff. But overall, I think it's actually pretty good. And for the price, under $200, with scope, all self-contained, good, cheap, easy, effective caliber. I mean, you can't really lose. Oh, beautiful. Easy to sight in fiber optic scopes. Kind of a tight, small sight picture there. Kind of far out because, again, your chamber is all the way up here. And this is your spring, your piston, and your compression area. And then your receiver and chamber is over here. Much shorter barrel, of course. Mine is about the same length, but the chamber is back here. So you have, I don't know, almost like 12 inches more barrel to it. This is kind of a short barrel here. It's about what, overall? About 14 inches? Something about that, about 14-inch barrel versus about 24-inch barrel on mine, or 22-inch barrel on mine. Made in Turkey. The way they spell it's kind of funny. Anyway, that looks pretty nice. Again, you know, plastic stock. Feels a little bit like G10 in the hand there. Almost like a Glock kind of feeling. Thumb hole stock fits very nicely. We're not in California, but Lord knows Washington State wants to be more California than California itself, so wish us luck. Anyway, let's try this thing out. Shoulders very nicely, a little bit short. A lot shorter of a stock feel than mine is. Now that of course can be traded out with the butt pad here. I have a little bit thicker butt pad on mine. Kind of bump it out a little bit, but if you're hunting in winter and fall, you're gonna be wearing a little bit of a jacket, so that does work pretty nicely. What's nice is this doesn't get stuck in your clothing like mine does. Mine can get caught up in your clothing pretty easily. But it does let you sight. Oh man, the sights are very nice. Actually, if you get a good cheek weld on this thing, you're basically falling right to the sight picture right away, immediately. Also, those suckers glow bright, man. Especially in the daytime. God damn, those things are like super bright and easy to obtain. You know, I'm kind of changed my mind on this whole sight thing. I thought they were a little bit too small, maybe a little hard to see. But you know what? Not only do you fall directly to the sight picture, but god damn, they're nice and bright. Heck yeah. All right. Patent pending. That's again one thing you'll see with Hatsan. They are kind of a newer company. Well, not newer, but they do a lot of newer stuff. So this stuff is patent pending. Now, of course, you have kind of a Picatinny-like rail here. I think this is still within 11 millimeter right here in the mounting area. But the type and style is more Picatinny. Gives you more mounting spaces. Mine are just dovetails. You also have dovetails here, a wider dovetail to do different type of scope mounting rings. So you got some options there. And of course you have your back plate here to stop your scope. You got your safety back here, which is a thumb safety. Pulls in and out pretty stiff right now. All right, well, let's see how it feels like to break it open for the first time. Okay, so far good. Make sure barrel is clear. Nice rifling. Mine has a lot sloppier rifling than that. That's very, very tight rifling. You know what? I think this thing will do just fine on slugs, actually. And again, you have your integrated kind of compensator. Look at that. You have some holes all the way through it. And then of course moderator here. So it's not quite a silencer. It's not silencer, suppressor. Like mine is an actual suppressor. It actually has baffles and chambers inside there. When you peel the skin back or take it off, you can see that. And gas ports. This just has the gas ports only and a more moderator. Now it says that this is kind of an integrated kind of suppressor system, which it may be right here. Maybe that's where the gas comes in and then vents back out again. It's kind of neat that it has a compensator to it. It kind of has a cool look. I like the look quite a bit. Make sure the fire's burning good because got to get barbecuing done. All right, let's see how it is to cock for the first time. Very, very stiff. Very stiff. Oh. Whew. 25 caliber. A bigger caliber, usually with bigger calibers like 25 and 30, they're going to be a lot more strength to crank. So if you're doing this all day long, you could get pretty tired. I mean, it's definitely stiff. And of course, it's brand new, full of Vaseline, Cosmoline for storage. Well, that's okay, because that'll also give us a little bit of dieseling. That might be fun. All right, let's see. So this is 730 feet per second with a 26 grain pellet. Basically, you're kind of almost like Phillips head looking like pellet, or how would you say, like not quite a hollow point, but it's like that split point kind of looking pellet. Very, very lightweight one. Let's get a little bit of Vaseline on there, right here in the back of the slug. I want to see if we can get a little diesel action happening here. Let's see, how does she fit the slugs in there? Super tight. Actually, no, I guess that's as tight as they go, so it doesn't fit all the way in there. Okay, interesting. Okay, now, see, it automatically cocks back onto the safety. Now you have to push forward the fire. Let's see, hopefully we don't blow it up. Here we go. Holy shit! That kicks like a bitch! Wow! Did you hear how hard that hit? Holy balls, dude! Wow! Jesus. So mine is rated at 800, what is it, mine is 8, I have to look on the packaging again. I think mine is supposed to be rated with the same pellet at 860 feet per second. Of course faster, this is rated at 730, so with these heavier ones, it's probably down to about 630, somewhere around there. Mine, I know I chronographed at about 640, 650 with the same weight of pellet. God damn, this thing hits like a truck. Jesus. All right. Let's finish our review because I want to put this packaging back and surprise him with it. God damn, it hit like a bitch. Dang. Look at that. Jesus. Well, we're going to have to definitely borrow this and do some target work with it. I think these slugs are a bit big for this thing. You really have to seat them in there pretty good, but it has kind of an auto seating system in here, and it kind of cleaves off the rest of the lead and then seats it in there automatically. Again, safety automatically goes on as you cock. Push forward. All right, let's try one more time. We're aiming directly for that tree. We're just doing some basic firing tests right now because I want to pack this back and surprise him with it. Holy shit! I kind of want to keep it. No, I really should give it to my dad. He deserves it. God damn, that hits like a truck. Well, there you go, Hatsan. You did a damn good job. Son of a bitch. See, you see the rest of the leg gets cleaved off. So I think these guys are a bit too long and a little bit too fat for it. I think I might do better with the 31 grains, which are a little bit shorter. It'll fit into the receiver much better. The receiver is not very deep. But anyway, it has kind of a lead cleaving system in here. It's like a little bit of a blade that cleaves the back of the lead off in case it's too long. God damn. That sends him. That absolutely sends him. Kicks like a mule, hits like a truck. I kind of want to keep it, actually, to be brutally honest. I'll just go buy myself one. I need to gift him this. He needs one of these. Anyway, we got to get back to our cooking here. But anyway, we're going to be doing some target practice and some target review of this sucker here, and we're going to really put it to the test and run it right up against the Benjamin/Beeman Raider 2 and see which one works better. The Hatsan, the Raider, or which one would you prefer? A break barrel Springer or a PCP in 25 caliber. This thing's quite impressive actually for as light, and it feels, you know, not expensive. It feels like a cheaper plastic, but for as light as it is, It actually shoulders incredibly well. Very good sights. Easy to get to the sight picture. Not too hard to cock. It takes some force. Of course, it's brand new. I like it. I for $200 or under, 200 after tax. I mean, Jesus Christ. I like it. I like it. I would highly recommend one of these. If you want to get into larger calibers and you want to do something that's cheap and easy, you don't have to deal with extra equipment like tanks and pumps and extra oils and filters. This right here is a great way to get into that small to medium game hunting in a very effective way with some big, heavy rounds. I mean, look at that sucker. Look how big this thing is. That's a chunker. And this thing will fling them without any problem. This is what a great way. Hatsan AirTact right here. All blacked out. Beautiful, beautiful piece of very inexpensive budget engineering. Easy to use. Automatic safety here. Just push it forward. As a matter of fact, as soon as you shoulder it, you can pop it in, get it off safety. Easy to adjust sights. You got windage and elevation. They highlight so well, even in the daylight. I mean, I tell you what, this is just such a beautiful piece for that price. So if you love springers, but you want to get into bigger stuff, this is your ticket right here. Goddamn. All right, well, let's pack it away back into original packaging so we can surprise Fuzzy Papa with it. I'll see you guys next time on Air Rifles for You. We'll put this to the real test. Can it take on the PCP Benjamin Raider? All right. I kind of want to shoot it again.